A massive, looming airship rumbles across an overcast sky, its immense scale covering most of our view. Professor Beryl Casket stares silently from its hull, only to be greeted by colleague Werner von Blucher. The two reminisce on past explorations, Beryl more melancholy, thinking about the forbidden island that took his daughter and in-law. The two, after a previous failed attempt, are returning to Forbidden Island, this time equipped and ready, prepared not to make the same mistake twice. The intro of Mega Man Legends 2 is a stark contrast to the high-action introduction of the original Mega Man Legends, its slower pacing giving time and much-needed exposition to the broken Casket family, the world around us, and the much larger-in-scope plot to come. 2 years have passed since the events of Legends 1. Beryl is back in the digging business. His granddaughter, Roll, no closer to finding the treasure herself or her parents, has fallen into a deep depression. Von Blucher is convinced the legendary treasure, the Mother Lode, is located on the storm-shrouded island, and plans to bring the carbons back from the brink, hoping to use the fabled infinite energy source as a way to aid everyone.
And you, Professor? Tell me, what do you think?
Well, I think... Matilda! You're alive!
That's her! That's the one who stuffed me into the locker!
Has it occurred to you that this great lost treasure might not be what you think it is?
Keep your eyes on her.
What happens to you is no concern of mine. Still, I'll give you this warning. What you call the Mother Lode is not what you think it might be. No, it's not a treasure at all. It's a catastrophe waiting to happen. Gats!
There is a lot to unpack in the starting 10 minutes of Mega Man Legends 2, a far cry from the story of the original and its wonk pacing, a story with a much darker tone, and that's coming off the heels of Genocide.
Hey, Data, you're kinda in the way, you know? Hey, I just thought maybe I could help you relax. Yeah, well, thanks, but could you sit still? Oh!
Okay, just a little bit darker.
Face the facts. They're gone. Both of them are gone.
Oh.
That's more like it.
Anyway, Mega Man, what should we do once we catch up with Gramps' ship? I'm really sorry, Mega Man. I needed to upgrade the flutter. I'm afraid I sold all your equipment. Please forgive me.
You bitch!
Roll, do you smell something burning? Data!
Data, taking a note out of Barrel's book, also cannot hold back his pyromanic urges. Oh god, not the TV, save the video games! Oh no, I pooped there. Data, you monkey fuck. Not listening to the mysterious woman's warnings, proclaimed Mistress Yuna and Gats cannot allow Blucher and his crew any closer to the island, taking the ship down in the process. The Flutter crew takes a moment of respite on Kalinka in the city of Yosionke, a quiet, snow-covered religious town. Like Cadillac's Island, this is one of the many hubs that Legends 2 gives you access to, and just as fleshed out as before, people going on about their day, bringing up story-based events, side quests, and little lore nuggets to be unearthed. The Legends charm is oozing not only here, but in all of the game's 7 major areas. Look! Even the can is back!
Boom dickhead.
And a duck in a tuxedo. A duxedo, if you will. Roll believes that she can land us on Forbidden Island with the proper dropship, specifically one that her father designed. Checking out the local junk store, we meet Joe, a digger still recovering from injuries inflicted on a previous dig, that Roll has a feeling that she knows. See, it wouldn't be a Legends game if it wasn't for that good old Deus Ex Machina. Tailing Joe to his house, we find that he has the same type of dropship that Roll's father left schematics on. Joe's daughter instructed the 2 dangerously armed trespassers that her dad went to the ruins in the north. Legends 1 controlled more or less like a Resident Evil game with its sluggish tank controls, but here, Capcom made improvements to the entire framework. Volnut's turning was fine-tuned, your targeting now allows for strafing and proper movement, complete with an indicator on whether or not you're within shooting range. You can unequip your special weapon on the fly for your lifter arm, which is used for puzzle solving and beating motherfuckers with another motherfucker. All of that on top of this world being a lot more open gives more than enough movement and wiggle room for combat. Even the dungeons are more open-ended, larger, more incentive for exploration, and overall more interesting to look at. All of this is shown off incredibly well after finding Joe. The Reaver bot within the ruins activated, forcing Mega Man to take care of it in fear of it rampaging through the nearby city. This arena gives you plenty of room to lock on, strafe, and jump to get used to your controls. It's just a good introduction boss all around. Shoot the butt, do the damage. Joe thanks you for rescuing him and allows you to use his dropship. He claims that he has no knowledge on its origin, and he found the blueprints in his hands after waking up from a blackout at the city gates. With the clock ticking, Roll tosses Volnut into the tin can and drops his ass on the island in search of Blucher and Gramps' undoubtedly charred and mangled remains.
It looks like there's a person or something up ahead, but how could that be?
Huh, that's peculiar. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the? The disorienting white noise of snow blocks your vision. The wreckage of ships, unfortunate enough to be sucked into the storm, lay littered across the snowbanks. Snow-coated ruins of a previous civilization lay peppered about. Legends makes an effort with its environmental storytelling early on, and it really nails it, especially considering the console that it was released on. Reaching the middle of the island and beating the big baddie was enough to calm the storm, allowing the plummeting ship time to stabilize and slow their descent.
How come those old fogies are so chipper, huh? My stomach feels like it's been through a washing machine spin cycle.
Those are ass cheeks. In my rated E Mega Man game, girl, your titties are out. Yuna and Gats talk amongst each other at the activation of two more ancients, Mistress Sarah and Geets. Along with some jargon about Mega Man, his title as a purifier unit as foreshadowed in the previous game, his connection to something called the Master's Code, and why he became an aberrant unit. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here.
What gives? How come we end up stuck in here?
Think about it, Teasel. Do you think they're just going to have a press conference with what's happened?
If you have possession of these 4 keys, we can unlock the Mother Lode and save Mistress Sarah. Is that it?
Correct.
The Totally Not villains tell Blucher's crew that in order for the Mother Lode to be accessed, they'd need 4 keys, the MacGuffins of this game. In return, they'd gain access to ancient technology and the ability to replicate quantum refractors as an energy source.
Why, you?
Hey, Potemkin, you looking a little round there, buddy. Previous villains, the Bonds, are back with full intent on snagging the keys for themselves, as well as a new third party working alongside them. Glide and his hired bounty hunters, Claymore and Bola. Blucher tasks Mega Man to see that the keys are in their possession and no one else's, with the first lead being on Manda Island, where the Bonds have already set up shop in Pakte Village. You know what my Mega Man game needs? Gaslighting.
You're looking as good as ever. Well, as good as you can, considering how that good-for-nothing blonde treats you.
What you mean?
Haven't you ever noticed that she's keeping some of the money you give her for weapons development for herself? She's skimming off the top, and you don't even realize it.
What? Skimming?
But I guess it's too late to try to hide it now that Tron's told you. Don't worry about me. You don't need to come back. You could team up with Tron.
This fight is reminiscent of the Ferdinand fight from the previous game, but you know, a crab. The whole fight has Tron gaslighting and distracting Mega Man with a voice synth posing his role. Honestly, it's kinda fucked.
Mega Man, take milk on the way home. Stop shooting at her, Mega Man. Mega Man, behind you. Why should I waste my time with you?
Ow, 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 ow.
What is it, Mega Man?
Oh, nothing.
Did it, Patrick! We saved the city!
With the town in ruins, they could use a little bit of funding to unfuck our little mess, so the local school set up a quiz as a fundraiser. For 200 zenny, you can help rebuild the town, but are forced to answer trivia questions. Questions range anywhere from which of these is made from milk to what year did Mussolini's fascist party take control of Italy? Okay, but nothing compares to the pain that is the 100 Question Gauntlet.
You fucking cunts! No!
There he goes. Do you really think that there's a key here, Bola? Huh? Hey, Bola, where are you?
Huh? Did you say something, Claymore?
Did you say something, Claymore? Get with it, Bola. We might be the ones to find the mother lode. Doesn't that mean anything to you? No?
Manned Island's ruins are an overgrown jungle of bramble vines, mossy floors, vast numbers of traps, and pissed-off fauna. It's one big roundabout, with each passing activating more traps and modifying enemies and their behavioral patterns, all while being hunted down by Mr. 420 Bola.
You're that digger called Mega Man, aren't you?
Whoa there, chill bro. Chill it with the hard R, it's Digga. Bola gets a little bit harder with each encounter, but being spatially aware and strafing isn't too hard, even with the added traps and mob spawns. But I gotta say, I love his character and how chill he is.
Hey, give an old man a break, will you? I think I pulled something. Enjoy your youth while you can, but develop your skills, because your speed won't last forever. Oh, what do you care? You're not even listening anyway, are you?
Making it to the end of the dungeon, you find that Bola has already beaten you to the key. Being able to fly and go invisible apparently gives you an advantage, but he lost the key to the Dungeon Guardian. Hecking chonker, long-range tongue whips, bubble attacks that can paralyze you, poison gas, and the ability to heal if you don't shoot down the fodder. Makes this a pretty challenging first dungeon. Hopefully you've been saving up money and doing side runes to upgrade your special weapons. Key number 2 is on Nino Island, a small platform port in the middle of the endless sea where goods are exchanged. But recent pirate attacks have made the inhabitants a little... Oops.
Huh? Those aren't pirates? Oh no!
Shortly after showing up at their door, Glide and his crew of birdbots attack the port, and who else but us are going to stave off their attack? Like the Balkan boss fight in Legends 1, the assault on Nino Island really stresses the importance of range, birdbots being a lot deadlier in the sky compared to the foot soldiers. Johnny is also here to handle repairs on the ramparts just in case you aren't okay in the brain and do a whole game using nothing but the fire extinguisher. It's easy to write off the birdbots as Servbot clones, but these minions are a fucking riot, and you can tell that the voice actors had a blast with the roles.
All of our assault teams have been shot down! Inconceivable!
I told you not to underestimate them! How come we have to go to so much trouble over one little blue guy? Blue guy? Are you talking about me? Blue? Huh? Yeah, not bad for a primate. He's stronger than he looks.
Retreat!
The mayor is out for blood, tasking Mega Man to take out Glide's Australian base to assure that no more attacks befell the city. Calbania Island is a vast grassy plain, the only inhabitants being Glide and a small village of hopeless hicks who lost their sister. Being held in Glide's fortress might as well kill 2 bird bots with 1 stone. There is something about the voice acting in this section of the game that sends my sides into fucking orbit. I never noticed it until this recent playthrough, but my god, it's so bad, but in the best kind of way.
Hurry up, man! Go get our sister!
Excuse me? I seem to have been captured. Can you help me, please?
Be quiet! Caca!
The walls of Glide's base is a fucking brutal onslaught. My butthole puckers with each hit because it's so easy to get dominoed and stun-locked into oblivion. These avian cucks ain't fucking around. What the actual fuck?
Oh, thank you so much for helping me.
I couldn't have done it without your brothers. Let's get out of here.
You're not getting away so easily. We'll take you with us. Game's over, Mega Man.
Give it up!
Can't stop the bomb from going off!
Mega Man, come on! You, me, 2 blue guys!
This isn't the weirdest side quest reward I've gotten.
I'm very, very disappointed in all of you. You can't even capture a little island by yourselves.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Oh, fear! We're done for! They're bringing in the main ship! What'll we do? We're doomed!
Glide is back for one last assault on Nino Island, and if any of us want our asses intact, we're gonna have to do something fast. Roll offers to fix up the main parabola cannon to attempt to keep them at bay, leading to another rather impressive set piece for the PlayStation 1's hardware, even if the entire sequence is me just holding down R2 and pressing square.
Ready the ultimate glide buster. I was hoping we wouldn't have to use it.
There, that should do it. Here we go.
Rule!
It's working. See?
Let me serve you bitch lasagna.
Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but bitch lasagna.
Dungeon time, boy oh boy, I sure do love walking at full speed. Nothing could possibly... I hope you saved up enough Zenny to get those hydrojets crafted. While not mandatory, I'd be caught dead before doing this entire dungeon at this speed. Now, the lowered gravity allows for some neat puzzle solving and really cool Reaverbot designs, but that doesn't make up for the fact that every water temple wannabe will always be that, a water temple wannabe. There's no such thing as a good water temple, and it looks like the folks at Capcom were aware of that, so they didn't even try. This Reaverbot bro, though, he can stay. Oh, thank God.
It looks like the key is in the room at the end of this passageway.
Now, why would you let me lower the water levels if I needed it in the previous room to get the second key to this door? This is bullshit.
I don't believe it. Bola lost to a little punk like you?
Hey people, Clay here. For a dude that looks kinda like the Taco Bell logo, he's kind of intimidating. He leads his shots ahead of you to trip you up, fires off mines, has a massive cock laser. Claymore radiates big dick boomer energy, and I'm alright with that.
You wait. I'll be back. I thought I told you to wait. You're pretty strong, aren't you? That's a big gun you've got. But it's not enough to hurt me. You kids today think you're so hot? Well, there's still some fight left in this old man. My back. Ow, 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 ow.
The older I get, the more I relate to this guy, I swear.
I thought I was supposed to be your partner, not your nursemaid. Come on, Claymore, let's go.
Oh, if it weren't for my back.
With the second key in our possession, we move to Solkata Island, home of Kimatoma City. The Bonds have already made their way across the harsh desert landscape and pushed into the city, ransacking anything that they can get their hands on, except for pickles for some reason. Buildings have been torn to shreds for battlements, blockades divide the streets into districts as residents cower in their homes from these things. Working together with the locals, you push your way inward and confront our old friend Teasel.
I mean everything! I don't want there to even be a toothpick left. Got it?
Mr. Teasel, we collected all the food and supplies and loaded them in the ship. What should we do with the toilet paper?
We may be pirates, but we're not barbarians. We'll let them keep the toilet paper.
I love this man so much. I wonder what other stuff his voice actor has been up to.
Oh, no.
Don't meet your heroes, folks. Using a priceless cultural icon as a shield? Diesel's blitzkrieg burrows beneath the sand, occasionally jumping out to fire projectile rockets from his tail. Cerbot boars will periodically spawn in to kamikaze you and slip you up, but ultimately it's an easy fight if you can get a lock on and not get knocked into the loose sand below.
That little punk! He didn't even care about the statue!
I hate you! Sorry, habit now. Solkata ruins, the remnants of a temple of worship. Lava pools flooding the once empty chambers. And in Mega Man fashion, the deeper you get into this game, the more godless horror that tends to peek its head out.
What the dog doing?
The Bonds are doing their Bonly deeds, but have run into a roadblock. Luster, Tron, and Bon are trying to knock down a massive rock to stop the lava flow, the primary source of healing for the giant reaverbot in the center of the ruins. Putting aside your differences, you work together in a pretty fun minigame of knocking down and tossing exploding mobs into the pillar to weaken it.
What do you think you're doing? What were you pointing that thing? All right then, our alliance is over. Next time we see each other, we're enemies again. Understand?
Sure, okay.
Come on, Bond, let's go!
Babu!
Well, you look like you're having fun.
Huh? No, of course not. Why would you say that?
This thing is so cool, it's a shame it does literally nothing. Truce is over, Tron Fight. The Gustav is equipped with a shield, meaning positioning is key or waiting for an opening before striking. Do not do what I'm doing and use the reflector arm. This shit is as bad as a seltzer water enema. The Gustav comes equipped with beacons telling the Cerbots when to dogpile you, and despite those little cute faces, these are terrors.
You're too late. We won! Bonnie's on his way back to the surface with the key. What? Why is your face red? Why is everyone looking at me that way? Miss Tron, your clothes have been kind of ripped up. Actually, your clothes are gone. What? You dummies! Why didn't you tell me before? Retreat! Retreat! Roger!
Bon successfully manages to get to the key before you, but fuck them kids, I do not like sharing.
Gee, I I hope he's okay.
'Tis a flesh wound. Luker sends us back to Yosyonke, where we're able to snag the fourth and final key from the frozen catacombs, but warns us pirates are on the move via trains to transport their super weapon for brute forcing their way into the ruins. Joe caught wind of the assault and started fixing up the train in the abandoned train yard despite being a geriatric Windows 98 PC.
Isn't the main gun fixed yet? It can't even hit the target! Shooting it once destroys the barrel!
I told you it's still under development, but oh no, you just got to fire it, don't you? You not only knocked out the gun, you disabled the main reactor as well.
The bickering of Glide and Teasel is always a blast to listen to. The aforementioned prequel game goes into more depth as to why that they have such bad blood between the two, but let's just say Glide and Teasel have a somewhat toxic working relationship.
You leave me no choice but to exercise our option. That big body of yours is mine now. Come
The battle atop the train is a highlight of this game. Train chases in general are just a fun trope. Tossing back missiles, playing footsies with disco lasers, juggling between bombards and the mega laser. It's a super engaging fight, and in the end the train isn't even steam or electric powered. Bon Bon is in the front pedaling the damn thing. That is funny.
Releasing Glide's car.
What do you think you're doing? I'll get you for this, Teasel!
NANI?!
Amazing. Mission complete. That right there is why you're the best, boss.
Walk it off, champs. The fourth and final dungeon is nestled beneath Yosyonke, deep in the catacombs. Normally I'd groan and complain about ice dungeons, but honestly, the ice physics and slipperiness isn't all that bad. It's just enough to add some challenge in tighter sections, but not entirely unforgiving. I wish I could say more about the dungeon and its gimmicks, but that's about it. It's just slippery. The atmosphere is top-notch, especially in the key Reaverbot hunting section, but there are no hunts from opposing pirates, no annoying underwater bullshit. Get in, grab the key, and this dude is an angel straight out of Evangelion, and you can't tell me otherwise. The way it slithers and moves, expanding and shooting its bodily fluids at you like a Brazzers video, and eventually chases you down, is so unsettling. But it is definitely a boss that has left a huge impact on me. And with all four keys in our possession, we bring them to Blucher, where surely awful things will not
have been recovered.
Have you made all the necessary preparations to take control of this ship?
Yes.
Very well, begin.
If necessary, is it acceptable to disable Mega Man Trigger, even if it means destroying the Master's genetic code?
Your primary mission is to recover and secure the keys. Then, with luck, we will be able to salvage the Master's genetic code from Trigger's shell.
Understood.
Surprise! The two discovered on Forbidden Island were bad all along. Geets merged himself with the ship, causing catastrophic failures. Mega Man awakens from the blast along with Yuna, holding the body of the woman we found on Forbidden Island. Sarah explained that without her original shell, Yuna has no right to police her efforts and destroy the Master's genetic sample, and deems her an aberrant unit.
Don't waste your time, Geets. You could become infected by her aberrant logic.
My, aren't we testy?
With Yuna trapped in the body of Roll's mother, Matilda, Sarah is now the only mother unit in charge. The term mother brought up originally during the ending of the first Legends game by Data.
I'm your peripheral memory storage device. You originally created me so your memory couldn't be scanned by Mother, too.
Sarah plans to use the keys to start the carbon reinitialization program, the same program Mega Man Juno started and failed to operate in the previous game, but rather than a single island, Sarah plans on using to wipe out all of Terra. Mega Man, holding this master's genetic sample inside of him, is the only unit able to stop Sarah and Geets.
Are you malfunctioning, Getz? There's no need for us to fight. Why do you insist on opposing me?
Sorry, Geets, but I don't believe what Mistress Sarah is planning is right.
Mistress Yuna is also in error, abandoning her shell for a carbons. That is no longer Mistress Yuna. It's an abomination, an affront to us all. If you insist on following her, I shall be forced to terminate you. Both of you!
Master Trigger, I'm sorry. I have failed. You are our only hope.
While not a hard fight, Geets' fight, music, and arena are just, for a lack of better term, epic as hell. Up until this point, the story was really straightforward, but now all of those fragmented bits and pieces, environmental storytelling, foreshadowing, and terminology starts merging into this one singular narrative.
This is all your doing. If it weren't for you, this would not have happened. This unit cannot allow Mistress Sarah to be harmed.
Being nearly killed off by Geets, Mega Man is forced into a hard reboot, his memories from his past coming from his backup that Data carries for him.
Remember, the Master says illogical things at times. If he does, ignore him.
I do not understand why the Master would wish to have a unit such as that by his side.
Sarah and Mega Man would butt heads, their differing ideologies of the Master's wishes conflicting with the system that they were programmed to follow. The Master was the last of humanity and the creator of the carbons, the species that we know today, a blurred line between synthetic and organic. The Master envied them. They suffered hunger, thirst, disease, and eventually death in the blink of an eye to those living on Elysium. He found the paradise that he was entrusted to run too cold and sterile. Sarah, the mother unit of Elysium, found his behavior and mindset that of an aberrant, but while Mega Man was a purifier unit, a hunter of aberrants, he could not defy the Master. Knowing that leaving his home on Elysium would be his end, Master asks Trigger to bring him to the carbons, just once, showing him once and for all the error of the system and how life is more than the sterile walls from above the atmosphere of Terra. Mega Man, tasked with the destruction of the system, was confronted by Sarah. The following battle brutalized both of them, leaving Yuna to seal Sarah within the crystal on Forbidden Island and Mega Man within the ruins of Nino Island, where Beryl discovered him eons later. It's now up to Mega Man to return to Elysium and put a stop to the carbon reinitialization program. Some may call this out-of-the-blue story rushed like the original game's ending, but I feel the opposite. It was a culmination of all of the context clues from the two games, the beta cities, prototype Anthro units being the precursor to modern-day carbons, the missile launch of Eden being a defense measure from Elysium, Mega Man's role as a purifier unit to deal with aberrants, out-of-line robots, very similar to X in his status as a Maverick Hunter. It pieces together so well. The sterile, orbiting station of Elysium is one long trek from the shuttle bay to the defense grid. The main gimmick being gravity. Low gravity allows you to break through weak flooring. High gravity lets you deal with ground threats easier and reach new locations. The mechanical city transitions hard into the side district, the ruins of a once bustling residential area surrounding the home of the Master. Making your way into the library, you find Sarah, ready to finish the fight that you started all of those years ago.
Yuna chose to remove herself from the system, even though she is, like myself, Mother Unit. I cannot do that. I've waited for you, whom the Master loved. Perhaps by defeating you, who is so sympathetic to the Master's desires, I can purge myself of these troublesome emotions. Come then, Mega Man Trigger. Show me what a first-class purifier is capable of.
Jealousy had driven her mad. Why did the Master wish to go against the system? Why was he so cold towards her and her discipline? Why would a purifier unit such as Mega Man want to fight aberrants, become one of the biggest aberrants of all? Their perfect life ruined all for carbons? Why? And then...
Whenever the Master looked at me, I detected a sadness in his eyes. The more I obeyed the system and tried to serve the Master, the sadder he seemed. Now, Trigger, thanks to you, perhaps the Master will also smile at me as he did at you.
Sarah comes to terms, seeing the logic in the illogical, the imperfections of carbons giving them their true identities. Yuna instructs Sarah to transfer herself into her old shell before death. If she were to die, the now active old system would go out of whack, meaning the sacrifice of the Master would be all for nothing.
Gats is dead. He died because of your gamble. If you die as well, who will be left to keep me company?
Do you mean to say that the Elder System is becoming active again?
With Sarah and Yuna's old shell, the carbon reinitialization program stopped, and this old system, whatever it might be, now active and Elysium defunct, Mega Man, Yuna, and an extent of Matilda's body, and Sarah are trapped in space. Back on Earth, Operation Get Mega Man Off the Fucking Moon is underway as Data escaped before the system collapsed, alerting the others of a potential rescue operation. And with that, Mega Man Legends 2 comes to a close with a lot of questions answered, but almost just as many new ones popping up. Well, hopefully we won't have to wait too long on a new game.